Hello, Earth signs. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is a very special third-party karmic reading just for you. So, if you are a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and you are currently in a third-party relationship or in a situationship, then this reading is for you. If you're not in that kind of relationship, and this is simply not your reading, please check one of the other readings that I have on my channel. I have over 1,000 at this time. So, Earth signs, if you're currently in a third-party relationship or situationship, we're going to do a bit of a Snoopy read today. We're going to look at the energies between your person and the karmic, what is happening over there, what is transpiring in that connection. Some of the things that come up today you may already know about, and others you may not know at all. The point of this reading is to give you a little bit of a behind-the-scenes view, if you will, on what is happening over there. It's important for you to watch the actual collective reading at the beginning of this video, and then at the end, I'm going to do an individual reading for each of you, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So once the collective reading is over, you can just take a look at the, or click on the timestamp for your respective sign. Please keep in mind, it is a general collective reading. Not every message that comes through today will resonate with you. And if that's the case, it's okay. Just means it's intended for another earth sign or for someone else of your particular sign. So as I always say, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And with all that said, let's begin. So I have 4 stones here on the table. For those of you, I know some of you inquire on what's on the table. So I do have an earth sign stone, followed by a Taurus stone, a Virgo stone, and a Capricorn stone. Let's get into your reading. I'm not wearing my microphone, but I have it right there. So I'm hoping that the sound quality is good enough for all of you. So let's tap now. I had some really interesting messages come through during meditation. I'm curious to see if they actually come out in the cards. So let's see if that all comes out as well. All right, tapping into earth signs now. In a third party or karmic relationship, what can you tell us about their person and the karmic? What do the earth signs need to know about their person and the karmic? Three cards now, please, for earth signs, person, and the karmic. Do one more shuffle here, please, and thank you. We have the 9 of Cups in the upright, the 9 of Wands in the reverse, and the 2 of Swords in the reverse. What is the overall energy for the connection between earth signs, person, and the karmic? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Overall energy between them and the karmic is the High Priestess. Lots of secrets. Lots of secrets back and forth between the two of them. I almost feel like both are hiding something. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Swords. Yeah, someone is trying to gain clarity. Page of Wands, and then the Hierophant. For some, and then the Fool. For some of you, your person is married to this person, or they have a long-term relationship with them. For others of you, they could have a child with this individual. All right, let's get into the actual reading now. Clarify this 9 of Cups, please, for earth signs, person, and the karmic. Why is the 9 of Cups here? Why is the 9 of Cups here? For earth signs, person, and the karmic, please, and thank you. First card out, we have the 4 of Swords in the upright, the Page of Pentacles in the upright, the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. A lot of page energy, so that is the third page that we've seen already out of the 2 decks, and we're not even a quarter of the way into the reading. So for some of you, your person has a child with this karmic. The pages in these types of readings could also represent like pets or some type of shared resources or some shared thing that they have. Could be a dwelling, could be a family. For a lot of you, it's finances, because I have the 9 of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, there's shared bank accounts, shared resources, shared property, shared investments. I'm really curious to know about this Four of Swords. I'm gonna clarify this here first for you, because I feel like for the Nine of Cups here, it's really interesting. The nine of Cups is your wish fulfillment, and it seems like either for your person or the karmic, could be both. Take these messages how they resonate. It's a collective reading. The wish fulfillment is money. Again, I know that we just started the reading, but I don't have cups here. I have rest, I have relaxation, I have a comfortableness in money. Four of Swords to Three Pentacle cards. So for a lot of you, your individual or the karmic, possibly both, are staying in this connection because the wish fulfillment is some type of either financial abundance already accrued or the promise of the creation of financial abundance in the future. Again, with another page at the bottom of the deck, definitely a child, children, shared resources can be involved here. Tell me more about this Four of Swords. There's a comfortability level here for these two. Tell me more about the Four of Swords. And it's almost like these two individuals retreat when it comes to anything else or any other big discussions. It just seems to be more of a financially focused relationship, or they look at their connection as an investment for like success or growth. Interesting. This is giving me a feeling of like having to keep up with the Joneses. Tell me more about this, please, and thank you. And that Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, I'm sorry, because I just got this message. Someone here is very financially insecure because the Nine of Pentacles in the upright is one of two singular cards in the minor arcana portion of tarot. And it talks about someone who's enjoying the fruits of their labor. They're a single person. They can take care of themselves just fine, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And in the reverse, that becomes a very insecure, codependent individual. And that's flanked by a Page of Pentacles and an Ace of Pentacles. So someone here, whether it's your person or the karmic, could be living beyond their means and relying on the other for financial support, or they are obsessed with wealth. Again, obsessed with what they look like to the public. I think that's why I heard keeping up with the Joneses. That's an old saying about having to keep the house or the white picket fence or the appearance of success to others. With the neighbors, you know, if the neighbors get a picket fence, you get a picket fence. The neighbors paint their house, you paint their house. Neighbors get a new car, you get a new car. There was a commercial about 15 or so years ago on TV, and it was someone cutting the grass on their lawn. It was a gentleman, and he was saying, I have this, and I have this, and I have a house, and then he'd look at the camera and go, and I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. That's what this is making me feel like. Someone living beyond their means, having a lifestyle that they could not afford on their own, or at least they are insecure enough to believe they couldn't afford it on their own. So this is definitely an individual staying in a connection primarily for appearance's sake, luxury, lifestyle. This is someone who lacks faith that they can do it on their own. Okay, so staying in a connection primarily for financial reasons. And again, this could be your person or this could be the karmic. So lots of resting here, Four of Swords, taking it easy. One of them maybe doesn't work and is more reliant on the other. Or they can work from home, which enables them to like nap and have more of a life of leisure, if you will. It's not like a go, go, go 9-to-5 job. You know, you got to sit in traffic for 2 hours. Again, these are just random messages coming through, so take them how they resonate to you and your person. But for a lot of you, this is a relationship of convenience. Tell me more about this Four of Swords, please, and thank you. Four of Swords in the upright is being clarified by the Ten of Cups in the upright. Six of Swords in the upright. Four of Swords in the upright. And the Strength in the reverse. So, yeah, for a lot of you, your person has a marriage, a long-term commitment, a family, some type of long-term relationship with this individual. I feel like there was, with the Six of Swords card, you know, what precedes the Six of Swords is the Five of Swords, which is a lot of conflict. So these two individuals are trying to work out their differences or trying to ignore their differences. For some of you, that is the sign, and I'm going to clarify that Six of Swords. I'm getting the message here that for some, this was a restart to the connection. So they may have one time thought that they were one another's wish fulfillment. Then there was a break of some sort in this relationship, maybe because of you, maybe because of some other external party. And they come back together again because one, if not both, are financially insecure and enjoys a life of leisure or enjoys a lifestyle they cannot afford on their own. And so they partner up or stay with this person, regardless if they know about whether you exist or other people exist. And we're going to get into that more. But it's enjoying the life of leisure. And so it's like, I don't want to break up this 10 of cups. Again, this is the perception to the public. So I don't want to break up the appearance of this 10 of cups. So it's almost like, let's agree to disagree. And again, we have 4 of swords to the 4 of swords, because again, someone likes this life of leisure and someone does not have the strength or courage. Again, someone here is very codependent and does not have the strength to go out on their own, or lacks the faith or courage or confidence to go out on their own. So they stay within this connection or family unit. I want to clarify 2 of these cards. The 4 of swords coming up twice for me is very intriguing. And the 6 of swords is very intriguing. So let's begin clarifying. Tell me more about this 6 of swords. There must have been some sort of conflict here. The 6 of swords could be a sign of a restart. Tell me more of the 6 of swords, please, and thank you. The 6 of swords and the upright is being clarified by the wheel of fortune. Yes. So there was some sort of break, disconnection, pretty big argument here. And someone decides, I'm going to do this cycle, or they both decide, right? Because they're both still in it. I'm going to do this cycle all over again. Further clarified by the Fool. I'm going to take a risk to do this all over again. Further clarified by the 8 of Stakes, which is the 8 of Wands. So rapid decision here was made. Almost foolhardy. Not really giving a lot of consideration to anything other than the money and the financial resources. I've made an investment in some type of long-term 10 of Cups, perceived 9 of Cups connection here. I'm not willing to let it go. I might have family with this person, or investments, or my finances are tied up with them. And so when there's this disconnection, the decision was made, let's just quickly do this all over again. There was like no thought process to this. And then we have the 4 of swords. Again, going back to this state of contemplation. Am I doing the right thing here? Please clarify this 4 of swords in the upright for the earth signs, please, and thank you. 4 of swords is being clarified by 2 of wands. So, yeah, 2 of wands, the Queen of Swords in the upright, and then the 3 of swords. So regardless of the heartbreak, regardless of the third party interference, these 2 individuals made the conscious choice very quickly to reinvest in the connection. Knight of Coins, putting money in. For some of you, this happened within the last year. And 2 of Coins in the reverse. This was a bad investment. This was a bad false start, bad investment here. Whether they put money back into the connection and stay together, it's different for all of you, but it ended up being a bad investment. Yeah, someone's making the judgment call here. 5 of Coins in reverse. I'm telling you. Okay, so first I want to find out who this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse is. I'm having a feeling it's the Karmic, but it very well could be your person. Okay, for some of you it's the Karmic, and for some it is your person. You know whether or not your person is financially dependent on the Karmic. So if they are, your person is showing up here as a 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, who is staying in the connection for luxury, lifestyle. They don't make any money, or they don't make as much money as the Karmic, and so they have almost like this life of leisure with this individual that they have shared a considerable amount of time with. They don't have the strength, courage, or conviction, or even self-identity or self-realization to be able to leave, to be able to say, I can do it on my own. They're that heavily dependent. So it could be your person, could be your Karmic. You know whether which of the 2 works, doesn't work, who makes more money, etc. But there's definitely shared resources. There's no love here. There's no love here. There's money, there's arguments, And then there's a decision of, hey, let's reinvest in this all over again, even though there was some sort of separation, heartbreak, betrayal, third party intervention here. And for some of you, like I said, this happened in the last year with the Knight of Coins being the Knight of Pentacles, Pentacles being 1 year, and the Knight here is holding 1 pentacle. 2 of Coins, though, the realization has been made by someone. One of them has made the judgment call, possibly both, because there's 2 people here holding on to the coin, like, hey, I think I made a bad investment here. What I thought would balance out has not fully balanced out for me. So I want to get a little bit more on that 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. What else can you tell us about the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse? Who is this individual? Any identifiers for them? This might help you, Earth sign, figure out more if this is your person or the karmic. For some of you, it's both. They're just financially dependent on one another, or addicted to materialism, or to the perception that they project out to the world of this happy, successful, leisurely life. So let's clarify this further now for the Earth signs. Tell us a little bit more about this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Could be another Earth sign you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be. Tell me more about the 9 of Pentacles. And this type of reading, I don't really want to call out the signs because we all embody all 4 elements: fire, earth, air, and water. And you know what your person's sign is. So, most of you can pick that up. Most of you are pretty well versed when it comes to tarot. Tell me more about this 9 of Pentacles. One more shuffle, please, and thank you. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse being clarified by 10 of Swords. Well, whoever was backstabbed and betrayed. So most likely is the karmic. So, in this case, the karmic could make a lot of money, but just doesn't have any self-value. And I say this because, Pentacles is a very earth-based energy, which you are, okay? And an earth sign such as Taurus, because let's say this 9 of Pentacles card here in the reverse, even though this is Venus in Virgo, Venus still rules Taurus. So very earthbound energy. But to give you an example here, Venus rules the 2nd house in basic terms of astrology, not your particular birth chart, the basic house of astrology, okay? And Venus ruling that house, it's not just about self-worth and or I should say, it's not just about love and material items and all that stuff. It also self-worth is connected to that. Self-esteem is connected within that 2nd house. So this karmic could make more money than your person, but they still don't feel like they can stand on their own. There's still such a heightened level of insecurity here, whether it existed all the time or it came into play when karmic found out about you, or possibly other 3 of Sword experiences here within the connection. But I have Mercury in Gemini here and Venus in Virgo. Excuse me. We did just come out of a Mercury retrograde. We're still in the post-shadow period. For a lot of you, this is an ongoing betrayal. The 10 of Swords here could indicate a pattern, but this individual continues to stay. They continue to deal with the deception over and over and over again with that Wheel of Fortune there, a card almost now for me bringing the message here of a karmic cycle, and just staying in it over and over again because of the hope or belief of false success. Like, it's going to work this time. They're going to choose me this time. We're going to, make it work this time. And then it's like another sword. Well, I don't want to do it without them. I'm going to stay again. And then boom, other sword. This is crisis after crisis. This is ruin, emotional ruin, 10 of Swords, mental ruin. So this person, they could have had some self-esteem or self-confidence issues prior. And I'm not trying to make you feel sorry for them. I'm just tapping into the energy for you so you understand where they're coming from, because that's what the whole purpose, right, of the karmic read is. So for the karmic, whether or not they had these self-esteem issues previously or not, maybe they had them and they increased or got worse when they found out about you, or again, other third-party connections. But this person's self-esteem is so low that if your person smiles and makes them breakfast, they're like, oh, they just feel so enlightened. They just feel so great. Like, oh my God, she loves me. They love me because, they poured me a cup of coffee. This person doesn't look at it as, oh, this person or this SOB or this backstabber, how dare you make me a cup of coffee? You've been sleeping with so and so. No, this person's self esteem is so rock bottom that any little thing your person does for them makes this person's self worth increase. This person does not know how to increase their self worth on their own. Their self worth is tied to money, a luxury, the appearance of having a successful life, and staying with someone for appearance sake, or having such low self-confidence and self-esteem that they continue to put up with the betrayal because they feel either they deserve it, which is a horrible thing, or they don't feel good enough, or they don't think they can find better. That's really sad, but that's the overall feeling here. Yeah, the Emperor in the reverse. They will put up with an Emperor in the reverse. Now, the Emperor, this could be your Emperor, okay? And it could be an Empress. I'm not reading genders and body parts here, okay? It's just energy. So someone who is an Emperor or Empress in the upright to you would be an Emperor or Empress in the reverse to someone else, because they are not that karmic's divine partner. So, a lot of times we'll hear in these readings from other tarot readers, and I watch a bunch of them, which I love and adore, and I've watched them for years on YouTube and other places. And we'll hear them use the term narcissist a lot. Oh, so-and-so, you're with a narcissist. But one person's narcissist is another person's twin flame. One person's backstabbing, cheating, two-faced spouse is someone else's soulmate, okay? So this person will deal with an Emperor in the reverse, with someone who's not their divine counterpart. Your person towards them could be stubborn, rigid, cold, verbally abusive. Clearly if they're stepping out on them, they don't have any love or respect for the karmic. But the karmic will put up with the betrayal from the Emperor in the reverse or Empress in the reverse, whomever, this is your person. They'll put up with that. Because they either don't feel they deserve better, or they don't feel they can attain better. All right, I'd like to see one more on this. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. They could find your person attractive, so perhaps the karmic is not very good looking, or they don't feel that they're good looking. And so being on your person's arm, when they walk into a room or a store or a family gathering, it's like, oh, look what I have right next to me. Meanwhile, when they get home, the person's an Emperor in the reverse. They want nothing to do with them. This is someone who wants nothing to do with the karmic, except for appearances and finances. So, it was interesting. I think it was last year, and my person and I were driving around, and we were listening to someone on what do you call, on YouTube. It's MJ, Soulful Revolution. I absolutely love her. She's a fantastic spiritual mentor for me and for hundreds of thousands of other people. So if you haven't heard about her, I'm not plugging her. I don't even, I'm not doing any of that, but I'm just letting you know. And we were in the car, and I wanted him to listen to this twin flame reading. And he made a really good point. He said, it was something to the effect of, she keeps using the word narcissist, which she does a lot, but I mean, that's what she's reading in the cards, right? That's what we all do. We're energy readers, basically, at the end of the day. But she made the comment of, not everyone is a narcissist. And he's right. He made a really important point there. And it's no sleight of hand to her, because like I said, she's a fantastic intuitive reader, energy reader, and a great spiritual guide. But one person's narcissist, someone who's cheating on you and betraying you and ten of sorting you and continually stepping out, and then gaslighting you or manipulating you or love bombing you in order to stay in the connection because of the shared resources or finances or living in luxury or whatever that is. Yes, to you, they are a narcissist. But to someone else, they're someone else's soul flame. Oh, I guess that's a good term. Soulmate, soul twin, twin flame, however you want to label it. And so, of course, they're going to gaslight and lie or whatever to the karmic. because they really want to be with their person. So it's almost like this karmic will tolerate that behavior because it's either financial, their self-esteem is very low, or they find your person to be very like attractive. Your person could be an entrepreneur or very independent. The Queen and King of Wands are the builders of tarot. They're visionaries. They're out in the public. They're charismatic. This karmic could be, not have the greatest personality or not have the greatest self-image. Maybe they don't find themselves attractive or they have low self-esteem. So to be with someone like your person makes them feel special, makes them, again, for appearance's sake, wow, look at this person who's so exuberant and good looking and determined in life and successful. And again, could be an entrepreneur, a business builder, a business owner. The King and Queen of Wands are also individuals who they take very good care of themselves physically. They always look good, smell good. They're the life of the party people. So if you're a bit of an introvert of a karmic, you don't really go out a lot, you kind of stay in the relationship because you either have kids with this person, because the flame burned out a long time ago. We don't have any fire here between these two people. So yeah, you might end up staying. If your self-esteem gets that low, you very well could be staying with someone just because they look good or they're successful or there's an appearance to the public that, can you believe this person picked me? Meanwhile, what the public doesn't know is their person's actually picking you, right? Because if they were picking them, you wouldn't exist. You would have never existed in the connection if they were actually picking the karmic. So just like the karmic has ulterior motives, whether they realize it or not, that they stay for money or the person's good looking or, again, public appearances, your person's staying in a connection because family, obligation, financial shared resources, maybe not wanting to lose those resources. We're going to go a little further here. Now, there's the Three of Swords here. Karmic knows that there's been third-party interference here, whether you are still with their person, whether you're still with your person, because if they're a karmic, if they're an Emperor in the reverse, they're not the karmic's person. I'm sorry for the cross watcher, for the karmic watching. They're not your person. So they very well, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could be your person, okay? Because they're clearly not the karmic's person. There wouldn't be all of this betrayal and deceit. Twin flames, soulmates, they have this this mutually beneficial relationship where they're learning from one another, they're growing from one another, they're changing as people, they become more enlightened. That has a lot to do with the twin flame journey. Your twin flame doesn't do that to you. They don't repeatedly do 10 of Swords to you. So the Magician came out when I wanted to know about, before I had set the attention of the Three of Swords, the Magician came out. So possibly some manipulation here. Someone's manifesting something in respect to a third party. I'm going to put this on the side. I want to clarify this separately. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Clearly, there's something here they want us to know. Tell me more about the Three of Swords. I believe the karmic knows of either your past existence, your current existence, or there may have been other Three of Swords, third-party interference. Tell me more about this for the earth signs, please, and thank you. Three of Swords is being clarified by King of Cups in the upright, Six of Pentacles in the upright, and the Tower in the reverse. So, yeah, this has happened in the past, the Three of Swords, the Tower is... So, karmic knows that their person, which is your person, okay, I'm just going to call him or her your person, okay? Karmic knows that your person is breadcrumbing them, is sharing resources between them and you, that there's no equal give and take in their connection, which gives them the idea or conclusion that your person is giving to you. Now, if you're completely out of the picture, then your person has someone else, okay? But karmic knows this. And what I find interesting, and I had said this, I think in the fire sign reading, the Tower's in the reverse. I kind of chuckle inside. I know that that's not an easy card, right, to read, especially not easy to experience. But I always find tarot decks are split into two different portions or sections. minor arcana and major arcana. And the minor arcana, like the Two of Cups or the Five of Swords, that's you and I in our beautiful meat suits. That's how we feel, how we react, what we think regarding any situation or relationship, person, place, or thing in our life. But the major arcana portion, those are the energies of the divine intervention. We can prepare for a major arcana event, for it coming. When we're intuitive, like High Priestess, we kind of see it coming. We can prepare for it. We can prepare for the aftermath. The what if this happens, what will I do then? That's preparation after the aftermath, in the events of the aftermath. We can sometimes even delay a tower moment, or any type of divine intervention, major arcana moment, but we can't. We don't have the power to not have them, to not experience them. We can't magically make them go away. They're divinely put on our path for a reason. So now I understand the Magician card that came out. The Karmic at some point was manifesting that this was not true, that your person was not breadcrumbing them, or that you were not in the picture, or that you were not in the picture again. So this was the manifestation of, please make the tower go away. Even though the Karmic may not know the language, right? They might not be into tarot or spiritualism or esoteric, beliefs or anything like that, but it's still praying the bad thing doesn't happen. This is like the Jaws movie from, what was it, like 78, 79, and she's in the boat, and there's the shark is going around, and she's just kind of hunkered down in the hull of that little bass boat thing out in the ocean, and she's like, make it go away, please God, make it go away. That's the feeling I get off of this. It's like Karmic knew at some point this was happening, or they suspected it was happening, or that it was happening again, because for some of you, you go back and forth with your person as well. So take these messages how they resonate. And this is the make it go away, please God, make it go away. I don't want to believe this is true again. Because for some of you, like I said, with that Ten of Swords, your person is a repeat offender with this Karmic, whether they repeat offend with you or they repeat offend with someone else. So this is your person here, kind of coming through as the King of Cups. Doesn't matter if they're Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is how the Karmic looks at them, okay? And this is the Karmic being like, okay, the person is breadcrumbing me. I'm manifesting. Please tell me it's not true. Please tell me it's not because of someone else. This is someone who's trying to avoid a stormy time, the collapse of their life, the collapse of their foundation, the collapse of their financial security. This is trying to delay the disaster, trying to avert the disaster, because they're fearing the change so much. They're fearing the personal transformation. If you're a very insecure individual and you're an introvert and you don't leave the house and you don't have a lot of friends and you don't make enough money, to the realization that you may have to go out on your own and rebuild your life regardless of your age is a frightening effing idea. And again, I'm not trying to be sympathetic to the Karmic, but if you're the mindset of I can't do instead of I can do, yeah, you're going to try to avoid this tower as long as you can. But again, I go back to, you can delay a tower, you can't avoid the tower. So for some of you, the tower already happened and the Karmic quickly made the decision, oh, we got to do this again, whatever it takes. Whatever I have to look away from, whatever I have to swallow, however far I have to bury my head in the sand, I'm gonna say this. For others of you, the tower's coming back around again, and the Karmic knows it, and they're praying to God it doesn't happen. So let's get more. I want 2 more on this, and then we're going back into the Karmic deck. So tell me a little bit more about this tower in the reverse. For some, the tower already happened. Yeah, Hierophant in the reverse. This could be a marriage. This could be, a long-term connection for all the reasons I had said before. But that's what this person's trying to avoid. The Hierophant in the upright is someone who's very strong core beliefs in respect to traditional family values, whatever they mean, because traditional family values is different for all of us, for our cultures, for our regions, our upbringing, okay, our individual beliefs. But excuse me, whatever that means for you, okay, or for the Karmic, I should say, this person lives within this like conforming type of lifestyle, right? You get married, you buy the house, you have the kids, you get the dog, the cat, the blah, 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 the nice cars in the driveway, etc., etc. We have to be like everyone else, right? Keeping up with the Joneses. This is all about society and its rules and conforming to all of that. Tradition, religion, institution, the institution of marriage, the institution of monogamy. This person is afraid of all of that going away. Or the dissolution of that in their life. This person is afraid of freedom. The Hierophant in the reverse would be someone who's going against the grain, someone who's obtaining their freedom, someone who's detaching from societal norms and doing their own thing and creating their own life. This is someone who will live in a state of hypocrisy just to maintain this belief that they grew up with or that has been ingrained in them. They don't want to appear to be unorthodoxy or foolish. They would rather blind faith, almost like Two of Swords, which is funny because that last card, there's Two of Swords in the reverse. So the Two of Swords card is all about someone who's blindfolded and has to use their intuition. This person would rather be blindfolded and ignore the intuition, as opposed to being set free and going out on their own, or appearing to others as like, because maybe culturally this person doesn't want to appear to be divorced, or maybe they would be the first divorcee or divorcee in their family. For others, they may have talked up this marriage or this relationship for so many years that they don't want to look as if they were lying about it. Because the people on the outside are going to be like, well, what happened? I thought you guys have been great for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then the karmic has to admit that it hasn't been all of that. It's not, it hasn't been rosy. Or the Hierophant in the reverse could also talk about betrayal and cheating. So, karmic doesn't want to admit that to anyone, that they lost their person to someone else. So this is a little egoic at the same time of having to stay in this connection because of what other people will think of them, how other people will judge them. They would rather suffer in silence, in private, than be their own natural selves in public and be free of the situation. This is quite the insight into the karmic. I don't typically see this much depth to these readings. Give me 2 more on the Tower in the reverse to that Hierophant in the reverse, please and thank you. I mean, the fire signs reading was pretty good. Fool in the reverse. The Fool in the reverse is a fool. It's a fool. It's someone who makes a reckless decision. Again, and with the Hierophant in the reverse to the Tower in the reverse, it's like hesitating to change, hesitating to break their belief pattern, or be the first person in their family to get a divorce, or the first person within their little community circle or friend circle or whatever. This is someone holding back from making a decision to be free. This is someone resisting change, taking a very foolish risk to stay in a connection because they're that afraid of freedom, or that afraid of appearing to look wrong or be wrong to society. Give me one more on 7 of Wands. You just can't make it up. This is how they maintain control in their life. The 7 of Wands is someone who they're putting their feet in the sand as far as they can go. They don't care about the incoming storm. This is someone standing on the beach, looking at the ocean and seeing the waves getting higher and higher, looking at the clouds getting darker, realizing there's a tsunami coming their way. And they're like, well, I'm going to stand my ground and maintain control, because if I leave, I'm going to look like a chicken, or I'm going to look like I gave up, or this karmic is so concerned with what people on the outside, how they will look at them or view them. So they will hold their own and stand their ground and protect what they feel is theirs, or what they feel is rightfully theirs, in order to maintain control. This is trying to maintain control of a very chaotic situation because of what, other people will think. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. 9 of Wands. Tell me more. This is a 9 of Wands in the reverse. Someone is battle fatigued. Someone is paranoid. Someone here is overwhelmed, on edge, exhausted, lacking motivation to go on. Really This is burning the candle at both ends, if you've ever heard that expression. This is someone really struggling to stay in the fight. So where we had that Seven of Wands in the upright, like, I'm going to hold my ground for however long it takes, right? Because that's a little egoic. Like, I'm not going to let you win. I'm not going to let you, earth sign, win. You're not going to take my person from me. So I'm going to stand my ground, and I'm going to put up with all of this for appearance's sake, because I don't want to appear to be wrong. I don't want to start over, but they're getting tired. Karmic is being worn down by all of this. Tell me more about this Nine of Wands in the reverse, please, and thank you. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Look, I mean, we could just stop the reading right now and go into the individuals. They are so burnt out, and they're so emotionally tired. Four of Cups in the upright, of this situation of unrequited love. This karmic is feeling emotionally disconnected from your person, because they are sitting here in this state of apathy, continually being rejected. Four of Cups, ten of Swords, Four of Cups, Ten of Swords, Four of Cups, Ten of Swords. And they're beginning to feel defeated in the situation. Karmic is about to give up. Tell me more about this Nine of Wands in the reverse, please, and thank you. This person is contemplating giving up, making the judgment. You can't make it up. Making the judgment call. They're close to it. They're close to, the judgment card in this deck. And I love all of my decks, but some of them have a little different take on it. And then that's where you get these decks where you see the writing all over them. That's the artist's interpretation of the card. That's what they have infused the energy or meaning of the card into the card. Okay, so they write these down, because when you have over 100 decks like I do, it's almost impossible to remember the upright and reverse of 78 cards in each deck, and what that spiritual creator meant for that card. Okay, so some of them give you these little kind of bullet point things. And so the judgment card is about a day of reckoning. So your person's karmic, the karmic, is starting to have this new phase of awakening. This new, maybe I need to give up on this. It's almost like they want to give themselves mercy. Wow. Tell me more about this. Let me get two more on this, please, and thank you. We have the five of swords. A little internal conflict, a lot of conflict with your person, but this person is internally conflicted. Now, the Five of Swords in this deck also talks about a verbally abusive relationship. These people fight all the time, whether they're fighting over dinner, fighting who's going where and why, how long have you been gone, you were supposed to go to the store, it's been 12 minutes, it's just around the corner, why aren't you back? This is like a very controlling person. And again, this could be your person with them, because that Empress in the reverse. So your person might, every time karmic does or says something or tries putting a boot on your person's neck, they could certainly turn into the whole situation into like upheaval and chaos, and maybe like verbally bully the karmic. Take all this how it resonates. Your person might be the most amazing, spectacular person to you, with you, loving, intimate, great sex, fantastic connection. But to the karmic, this person is a narcissist, gaslighting, lying, SOB, male or female, doesn't matter. Because there's no love. Again, there are no cups. The only cups is the cup from the karmic that is continually rejected. And your person stays for material reasons, family. That's about it. They don't want to lose anymore. It's the old cheaper to keep her or cheaper to keep him mentality. There's a lot of fighting here. But as for the karmic is the karmic is getting to a point where they're arguing with themselves about, making this judgment call to walk away. The karmic is tired of being rejected. Six of Cups. Excuse me. They have some nostalgia. I mean, at some point in this connection, it had to be good for them to come together and like build a life or share finances or have children together, or, whatever it is. It's different for each of them. So this person's very conflicted over the Six of Cups, the nostalgic, the start of the relationship, the happy memories that they had. This is someone reminiscing about the better days. And now the Four of Cups of continually being rejected by your person. And so, you know, karmic is constantly in this internal battle, whether you know it or not, or your person knows it or not, internal battle between how it used to be and how it is today. And how much longer am I going to wait for it to come back to the Six of Cups? Because if it's constantly in the Four of Cups, I can't live like that. Let's get into the Eight of Swords in the upright. This is all this karmic thinks about when they're washing dishes, gardening, taking the kids to school, sleeping, whatever it is. That's all this karmic thinks about. This internal battle. Oh, to the devil, to the moon. What to the Lover's card. You literally can't make this up. Thank you, Spirit, for directing me there to look underneath. Constantly thinking about your person, who they see as the devil, who they see as toxic, who they see as the moon card, as keeping secrets. They're constantly thinking, what do I not know? And they are in contemplation about the Lovers. That's the ultimate choice card in tarot. So karmic is really going through it emotionally and mentally, whether your person knows it or not, whether you know it or not. So I want to know a little bit more now about the Judgment, as well as the Five of Swords. Where are we at on here? Jesus, 45 minutes. I'm going to have to speed this up so I can do your individual reads. So tell me a little bit more about Judgment to the Five of Swords. We'll get 2 for each. 2 on Judgment, please and thank you. Judgment, clarified by the Emperor in the upright. To the Knight of Swords in the reverse. I'm telling you, your person, okay, the Emperor to you, this karmic goes back and forth between, is the Emperor in the reverse really my Emperor? I really wish they were my Emperor. I'm manifesting that they're my Emperor. I'm manifesting they don't leave me. But your person to them, I mean, Knight of Swords in the reverse is anger. So for a lot of you, your person does not speak very kindly to the karmic. And for others of you, this is the karmic trying to come into their own power as Emperor/Empress, because they are effing mad. They are angry that they have put up with this. There's a little part of fire starting to build within the karmic, like inside. Thinking back with that Six of Cups card of everything they've endured and everything they've put up with. And they are getting literally angrier by the day. Tell me more about this Five of Swords now, please and thank you. Further clarified by the Hermit, a lot of time alone. I don't think your person and the karmic spend a lot of time alone, even if they're in the same dwelling. Six of Pentacles, again, cards are just starting to repeat here. A lot of time alone, thinking about how they don't receive reciprocity in the connection, wondering what is your person giving to you or giving to others. And the Empress in the upright. This is a really gory depiction of the Empress in this deck. This is the Vlad the Impaler deck. I'm part Italian and part Romanian, and so my Divine Masculine for Christmas bought me this deck. He thought it was a nice ode to my family, who's from the Wallachia region of Romania, which is where Transylvania exists or existed. Not that I'm related to Vlad the Impaler, but he just thought it was a nice ode, so I love it. So this is let the world see where I have been. So, you know, karmic is starting to rise into their power, Emperor/Empress power, almost now wanting the world to see their battle wounds, their gashes, their heartbreak. And that's what's going, oh, the world, putting an end to this. So karmic is really thinking about putting an end to this. Let me get more on this Empress, because the Empress in this deck is not a pretty card. It's, I'm ready to let the world see my pain for what it is, because I can't tolerate it anymore. This is like eating the karmic from the inside out. Wow. Tell me more about this Empress here, please and thank you. Further clarified by Seven of Coins. A little bit of analysis paralysis. Do I want to continue investing in this? Because look at what my outcome is. There's no success here. Four of Wands in the reverse. There's no happiness in the dwelling, in the home. Karmic does not feel secure, no longer feels secure in the relationship. The whole reason why they were staying was, you know, the finances. Now we have Four of Cups in the reverse. This is the Beggar's Feast card in this deck. So this is, I am no longer going to sit in the Four of Cups in this state of apathy. The Magician. I need to start, and Karmic might not know the word manifestation, but I need to start hoping and praying that I can get away from this King of Swords in the reverse, this manipulator, this gaslighter. Holy bonkers. And again, that's how they see your person. Don't take offense. Two of Swords in the reverse. No more confusion here. No more indecision here. Little bit of information overload, but getting ready to release with a bit of a delay, but getting ready to release. Tell me more about this Two of Swords in the reverse. This is trying to overcome worry and fear. Please and thank you. Two of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Cups in the upright. I'm telling you, with that Magician, Karmic is manifesting whole new life, but they also, just for right now, they're making the decision to pour into themselves. So they could start exercising, doing their hair, buying new cologne, regardless of their gender. This is someone who is trying to use their intuition and pour into themselves. Queen of Swords in the reverse, but they're angry. Oof. Because Two of Swords and one sword from the Queen is Three of Swords. We go right back to that. So it's like Karmic tries pouring into themselves to feel better, and then quickly is reminded of the Three of Swords that they're still in the process of healing. Two swords in the reverse, one sword in the Queen in the reverse. And they're angry because the Queen of Swords in the reverse is cold-hearted, bitchy, insincere, intolerant, overly emotional. So it's like Karmic pauses to try taking care of themselves, but then they're reminded of the hurt that they're trying to heal from, and it just makes them angry. This is a mental cycle, a mental imprisonment for this person. Seven of Swords, that's all they can think about is the betrayal, the deceit, the deception, the trickery, the fraud. Karmic is, again, the Knight of Cups to the Moon to the Lovers. Is my person giving their cup of love to someone else? What else do I not know? And afraid to make the full commitment to drop these burdens. Two of Pentacles right behind that. Again, because of money or because of resources, or what are other people going to think? Or what if I'm wrong and my person really doesn't have another person? This is a Karmic who doesn't want to see the truth for what it is. Now, I'm not blaming the Karmic because your person could easily leave the situation, and as of right now, they're not. Okay? And we'll get into your individual reads, but for the collective right now, they don't appear to be. Tell me more about this Seven of Swords in the upright. For some of you, the Karmic is trying to think of a strategically how to exit the relationship, but there's still a lot of fear here with that Moon card. Tell me a little bit more about the Seven of Swords in the upright. And again, 7 swords, 8, 9 over here, the 1 and the Queen, that is 10 swords. And we go right back to that beginning with the 10 swords in the Karmic's back. Lots of betrayal here. Tell me more about the 7 of Swords. I feel as if the tables are about to turn. Please and thank you. This is being clarified by King of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone is suddenly maybe not afraid of losing it all. King of Swords in the reverse. Whoa. The Magician in the upright. And the 6 of Wands in the reverse. Karmic is realizing who they're dealing with. And again, no offense to you or your person, but to them, your person is a King of Pentacles in the reverse, someone who's staying in this long-term commitment or whatever for financial reasons. And the King of Swords in the reverse is an individual who lies to them, gaslights them, and tells them what they need to hear just so they stay, so they don't disrupt the apple cart by leaving. Karmic is starting to put all of this together and is beginning to manifest a new life or a new start, or God, please help me find a strategic way to get out of this, because there's no victory here. 6 of Wands in the reverse. There's no victory here. Tell us more. I was going to say, tell us more about the manifestation. 8 of Swords in reverse. How do I block this? How do I block this individual from my life? Whoa. This person is actually trying to tap into, remember I said they were very spiritual, whether they have like deep-seated religious belief. This is someone like praying to God, please help me block this out, or release myself from this deception or this devil, or however they label your person. Please and thank you. someone turning to a higher power. Ace of Swords in the reverse. This is someone pleading with the divine for that clarity, which is coming. It is coming. The Ace of Swords is coming. The Two of Wands is coming. And the Hierophant is coming with the Fool card. You can't make it up. It's coming. So the Karmic is now praying for some type of divine or spiritual intervention to help give them the strength to know how to block and walk away from your individual, how to stop this cycle. And it's coming. Clarity, the discovery of the clarity, and then the Hierophant, this individual, taking a leap of faith in another direction. Give me 2 more on this, then we'll go into your individual reads, because this is a pretty long reading now. Please and thank you. Further clarified by 7 of Swords. Trickery, lies, deceit, and the 3 of Swords all over again. How do I get out of this pattern? 10 of Swords. We're basically ending this portion of the reading with like one of the first cards to come out for the Karmic there. This is someone pleading with a higher power or a divine being to help them. 2 of Coins. Help me. Yeah, Judgment card. This is someone, 2 of Cups in the reverse. The Tower again in the reverse. To the Sun card. Now the Tower in the reverse in this deck is really cool. This came up in the fire sign reading. So typically the Tower, like I was saying, is divine intervention, and it is, but sometimes we can cause those towers. We can co-create with the universe to create a tower, or sometimes the divine uses us to create a tower. So in the Vlad the Impaler deck, the individual is creating the tower. The person is throwing themselves, leaving the situation, leaving the crumbling infrastructure of the situation or relationship. It says on here, better her body rots than be led to captivity. This person no longer wants to feel imprisoned or captive in this relationship. And so the Karmic is about to free themselves. It's coming. It is coming. And they're like really trying to lean into their spirituality or religion to try to find some strength on how to do that. So that concludes the collective portion of the reading. I hope you enjoyed it, Earth signs. We're now going to go individual and see, get a little bit more information now, more about your person with the Karmic, and then your person's intentions towards you. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Just click on the timestamp for your respective reading. I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee and then get right into Taurus. Okay, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed the collective read. If you missed it and clicked right to your timestamp, I implore you to go back and watch it. I know it's long, but I think you will find it incredibly interesting. So, Taurus, let's tap into your person's energy now to see how does your person feel about the Karmic. We got an idea in the collective read that your person's only staying for material reasons. There's cheaper to keep her mentality, and the Karmic is staying because they lack the confidence to go out on their own. But let's dig a little bit more into your person. Why is your person with this Karmic? Aside from money or children or cheaper to keep them, or they don't want to lose what they've already have grown or invested with the Karmic. Anything else for Taurus's person staying in this Karmic connection? Please and thank you. The High Priestess. Wow. And that was the underlining energy. So tell us more. Ace of Swords. Interesting, because that's here as well. And the Lovers. Your person, Taurus, is trying to find clarity in order to make a decision on whether or not they want to move towards you or whether or not they want to be with the Karmic. This is someone in really heavy contemplation. I'll tell you one thing. Your person's not happy where they are. 9 of Cups in the reverse to that King of Pentacles. These are very similar cards to what came out in the collective reading for those of you who missed it. Yeah, your person is, Death to the Sun card. This person's not happy there at all. Death to the Sun card is darkness, no success, no vitality. So your person's not happy there. It looks like they're trying to use their intuition to make a head over heart decision, to get the mental clarity needed to make this decision to leave the Karmic. Tell me more about the decision, this Lover's card. Tell me more, please, and thank you. The Lovers is being clarified by judgment. Your person wants to make a judgment call, like once and for all. Three of Pentacles, who they want to work with, who they want to invest in, and the world, and what relationship they want to end. Six of Swords, so they can move away from this. So Taurus, your person is really in like deep contemplation here, about moving towards the Taurus. Your person wants to be single. Your person, I mean, you can't make it up. This person wants to, this is what they want to move towards. They want to, Six of Swords into strength. They want to move towards strength. They want to move towards their divine counterpart, whoever he or she may be. This person is single. So the person they're moving towards is single, and they too want to be single. So Taurus, your person does not want to be in this other karmic connection because of money or longevity. I heard a quote once from a tarot reader, and it says that, and I know I'm going to botch it up, so I'm just going to surmise it for you. But love isn't about the length of time. Sometimes we stay in things too long. And so I've been in it for 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. But your person is kind of looking at it like, it, regardless of the time invested, it was a bad investment. In fact, it was a bad investment for some of you 2-3 times. So your person wants to move on to being single. They want to move towards who they believe is their divine counterpart. This person wants to close the cycle out with the karmic, Taurus. They want to close the cycle out with the karmic. And, you know, Taurus, if you believe you're the karmic, because you could be on any point of this triangle, right, in a third-party reading. So, Taurus, if you believe you're the karmic, if you're resonating with everything in that collective reading and you're sitting there saying, oh my God, that's me, your person wants to close the relationship with you. You may perceive the other person as the karmic. Your person may look at them as a soulmate or a twin flame with that Lover's card to the world. So, again, take these messages, how they resonate to you. For some of, again, depending on where you are on that triangle, that'll determine what parts of this reading should resonate with you in a particular way. So Taurus, if you're sitting there resonating and feeling like you're the karmic, your person wants to close the cycle out with you. They're just trying to gain some clarity on how to do it. If you believe you're your person's divine feminine or divine masculine, and they're with a karmic who they're married to or have kids with or success with or mutual properties with or mutual investments, finances with, then they want to leave that person. Whoever your person is in that long-term committed relationship where there's no love and no passion, fighting, unrequited love, cheating, betrayal, deception, false restart after false restart, it appears that your person, whatever relationship that is to your person, that's what they want to close out. So I assume you're watching this because you're not the karmic, okay? So I'm going to assume that you're inquiring because your person is with someone else. So I'm just going to continue the reading that way. But for some reason, I just had the intuitive hit that there's a karmic watching this. And so I need to get that message out to the karmic that's watching. That if you believe you are the karmic and you resonated with that collective reading, your person's looking to close a major life chapter with you with that world card. So if you're not the karmic, let me go back to the original intent and purpose and manifestation of the reading, and meditation on the reading. Taurus, if your person is with the karmic, this long-term relationship that's going to hell in a handbasket, let's see how they feel about you. How does Taurus's person feel about them? Not the karmic. Well, that card came flying out. How do they feel about you? Page of Wands. Page of Wands in the upright is the minor arcana card to the Fool card. They find you to be exciting. You're always discovering new things. There's a sense of freedom about you. Childlike wonderment. Curiosity. You could be younger than them. But they look at you as someone who's always trying to explore and have fun. And you could be 70 years old, okay? But they look at you as someone who's like young at heart or free-spirited. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords, very honest, very clear thinking of a person, Four of Wands, someone who makes them feel safe and secure and loving. And the Hangman, they could also see you as someone who's incredibly enlightened. So tell me more. How does Taurus's person feel about them? Not the karmic, not the Hierophant in the reverse. How do they feel about Taurus? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. The Tower, followed by the Three of Wands. We go from Page of Wands to Three of Wands. So what do they think about you? They think about blowing up their life, figuratively, of course. They don't mean in a violent way, in order for their ships to come in. Page of Swords. To the Two of Pentacles. The person wants to bring balance to the relationship, but first they are acknowledging here energetically that they need to walk away from destroy. That sounds so horrible. They need to undo or get out of this situation with the karmic, because that marriage or long-term commitment is crumbling like beneath their feet. This person is trying to plan. Page of Wands, Page of Swords, acquire information. Three of Wands, look out into the future and plan. Two of Pentacles, how am I going to delicately balance this exit? Temperance, and how do I bring balance to my connection with Taurus? So most likely next actions now, Taurus. Let's look at most likely next actions of your, well, we already know your person's, they're making the decision to leave the karmic. Your person might not even know it yet, because again, this is a little bit predictive read for 2024, for September 2024. But what are their next actions towards you, Taurus, once they end this chapter with the karmic? Most likely next actions now, please and thank you. Page of Pentacles, the manifestation of a solid new beginning, the promise, the message, the discussion of a new solid beginning with you. Two of Swords. Tell me more. Nine of Cups in the reverse. We're going to clarify that for you. Knight of Swords in the reverse. What is the delay? What is the delay? Hold on. Thank you, Spirit. Give me one on that Page of Pentacles, please, and thank you. Two of Wands. Page of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands. Okay. Give me one on that Two of Swords, please, and thank you. Two of Swords, Nine of Swords in the reverse. I'm so glad I'm clarifying this. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Tell me more about Nine of Cups in the reverse, please, and thank you. Ten of Pentacles in the upright. Okay. And Knight of Swords in the reverse. Tell me more about Knight of Swords in the reverse, please, and thank you. Knight of Swords. Knight, not nine. Knight of Swords in reverse to the Knight of Wands. Wow, in the upright. And then bottom of the deck, we have Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, Nine of Wands in the upright, and again with that Four of Cups to the Eight of Cups. So your person is leaving the karmic, this long-term relationship. It's going to take them a while. I have to be honest with you here, because they are just in the planning stage. Page. Two of Wands, Three of Wands. This is very early planning stages. This is someone who's trying to delicately balance their money, Two of Pentacles, when making this decision. This person is all focused on the Ten of Pentacles. They're very unhappy in that other connection, Nine of Cups in the reverse, but they're very focused on their money. So this is someone who's trying to cut away negative thoughts, Two of Swords to the Nine of Swords in the reverse. This is someone who's trying to get out of the negative thoughts. This is someone who, Knight of Swords, let me go one by one here. So how do they feel about you? You're young, and could be younger than them, or you just have this more energetic, free-spirited, I want to go off and do whatever thing. You were a shock in their life. You came in like a tower moment, kind of out of the blue, and you made them look at the bigger picture of life. You made them see their future differently. This is how they see you. They see you as the Page of Swords. You're inquisitive by nature. You like learning new things. And the Two of Pentacles, you could be working on your money, or in general, they just find you to be a very balanced individual. Their next steps, we know they're looking to leave the karmic, but their intentions with you is to offer you some sort of solid beginning, make the decision, Two of Swords, on what makes them happy and what doesn't make them happy. Your person's in a relationship that they're completely miserable at, and there's a lot of aggressive arguing with the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So in terms of next actions to you, it's like they're trying to figure out how to get out of their heads. Two of Wands and Nine of Swords in reverse. Ten of Pentacles, also thinking about their money. How do I keep my money? What is a way that I can lose the least amount of my money? And then coming at you like a freight train with that Knight of Wands. A little bit of analysis paralysis here with that Seven of Pentacles. Some of you have been waiting a long time for this person. So let's get some timing here. It'll be different for each of you. You're all on different timelines or different points of a timeline. But let's get two timing cards here. One from when your person will be closing out this long-term marriage or long-term commitment, whatever this is with the karmic. When is Taurus's person exiting the long-term karmic connection? Please and thank you. Now is not the right time. Yeah, a lot of this has to do with finances. Let me see if I can get one more on that. Take steps to speed it up. So your person is taking steps to speed it up. They acknowledge they want to close it. They are just not prepared to do it like right now. I'm going to try to get one more on this. Please don't be upset with me, Spirit. Let's get one more on when. May. For some of you, this already started in this past May. For others of you, last May could have been a catalyst. For other percentage of you, your person is looking to be free of this connection by May of 2025. Like that's their planning stage. That's how they're taking steps to speed it up. Now them coming towards you. For some of you, this started in May, whether you know it or not. Like I said, or last May was a catalyst. And for others of you, your person is taking steps to leave this long-term karmic connection by May. Now, when are they coming towards you? When are they coming towards Taurus? Please and thank you. July. So for some of you, you've already connected with this person in July, or you met them in July. Think back to when you met them. Was July a significant month? Is that when the relationship started? Could have been last July, prior July. For others of you, this July, you reconnected with them. But if they're leaving the other connection by May of next year, that's their goal, then they're looking at, now that doesn't mean the divorce will be over by May. Maybe the filing or the separation or the mediation, it's different for all of them depending on how much they have tied up with this karmic. But your person could be thinking, I can exit this relationship by May, or maybe be divorced and done with it by May. I don't know what they have. My divorce was relatively quick, literally. My ex-husband and I was an amicable separation. We hammered everything out without lawyers. Our divorce cost $1,100. Filing with the county. The court gave us a mediator. The mediator was like, wow, you guys did all the work. And we were like, yeah, we didn't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars on lawyers. We were grown up to realize we loved one another enough to acknowledge we had just grown apart. He's still my best friend. He lives like 2 blocks away. If something falls apart in my house, I can call him, and he's very kind, and he'll, come by and help when he can. He's moved on with his life. He has a wonderful woman in his life. I moved on with mine. I have a wonderful man in my life, but we still have some friends. We still have some friend-like relationship with one another. Okay. So, my divorce, when the judge received the papers, we were so shocked. We got a response back 15 minutes. It was one of the fastest divorces in my county, in the history of my county. From when the judge got it, reviewed the mediation, reviewed the agreement, and then sent an email back with the signed, certificate, divorce decree, and certified seal. It was literally somewhere between 13 to 15 minutes. So your person could have something like that in the works, where, depending on what resources they have, they're thinking, well, by May, I'm free with the karmic, and then by July, I'm moving towards Taurus. So take those messages, how they resonate to you, Taurus, okay? We're going to move on to Virgo. This reading went a little bit longer than the fire sign reading, but it was, I feel, an extremely thorough reading. So Taurus, if none of this made sense for you, my sincerest apologies. I just tapped into the collective energy for earth signs dealing with a third party situation. Remember to take the parts that resonate. And if any of this resonated for you, Taurus, or you want to claim all or part of it, please click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, Taurus, I'm wishing you a lot of luck with this situation, as well as light, love, and peace. Hello, my beautiful Virgos. I hope that you watched the, what do you call? The collective read. I know it's a bit long, but a lot of juicy details came out in that reading regarding your person and the karmic. So I do think it's important that you watch that before you watch this portion. But for those of you who did watch the collective read, let's get into your energy now. Actually, your person's energy. I'd like to know how, or we would like to know, how does Virgo's person feel about the karmic? How do they feel about the karmic? How does Virgo's person feel about the karmic? And, you know, Virgo, I'm going to give you the same little warning that I gave Taurus, and that is, if you watch that collective read and you're like, oh my God, I'm the karmic because my person is married to me, and I'm the one who has the kids with him or her, and I've got the long-term relationship. That collective reading was basically then, that would be you looking to leave. You would be the karmic. If you resonated as the karmic, that's you then making the decision to leave because your person is moving on with someone else, okay? So it depends on where you are on that triangle. The intention set for this was to kind of give the Mr. or Mistress on the outside a clue into what's happening with their person and their person's primary person, or their person and the person they're married to have a long-term commitment. So it's really geared more towards, you know, whoever's the mistress or the mister. I don't know what they call the male in that situation, but that third party kind of on the outside looking in. That's what this reading was geared towards. So you can have a little bit of a glimpse into what's going on over there with them. But if you resonated with the karmic, well, then you're the karmic. Okay. So take these messages, how they resonate to you. But I'm going back to reading for you right now is if you are on the outside looking in because your person is with someone else. Okay. So how does Virgo's person feel about the karmic? How do they feel about the karmic? Please and thank you. Oof, 10 of Swords in the upright. Lord have mercy. King of Wands in the upright. The World in the reverse. They feel like their story with the karmic is not quite done. Even though there's been all of that 10 of Swords betrayal. Your person could have been betrayed by the karmic. The karmic could have been betrayed by your person. Lots of betrayal going on here. And yet, your person feels like it's just not over yet. Why the World in the reverse here? In other words, they haven't closed the cycle out yet with the karmic. Obviously, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching the reading, and I wouldn't be doing the reading for you. So why is the World in the reverse here between Virgo's person and the karmic? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Further clarified, 5 of Cups in the upright, 8 of Pentacles in the upright, I see, and 6 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. So your person is working on the emotional side of walking away from this person. Like they're working on trying to balance the emotions. Whether you like it or not, your person has some fond memories with this other person, whether they raised kids together or it's something they always talked about or they shared a home. For some of them, this is like childhood sweetheart or high school sweetheart type of thing. Or they just feel some deep, profound soul bond, soul connection. And for others of you, it could just be they have memories. You know, they think a lot about these memories with this person. They're sort of wondering, how did we get here? You know, how did we ever go from the 6 of Cups to the 10 of Swords? You know, how did we go from working together, building something, 8 of Pentacles, to the 5 of Cups? So your person is a little bit delaying the closure. Now, the World card is a major arcana card. Remember what I always say about major arcana card. The minor arcana, you and I in our meat suits, how we think, how we feel, how we react. Major arcana, divine intervention. We can prepare for it coming, like standing on the beach and watching the tsunami. You can decide to run, okay? You can prepare for it. You can hunker down for the hurricane coming. You can prepare for the aftermath. What if I lose my house in the hurricane? Okay, that type of thing. And you can sometimes delay it a bit, but you can't stop it. You can't stop the hurricane. There's nothing you can do to stop the hurricane. Okay. So this person knows the ending is coming, but they're trying to delay it. Why? Now, part of them is sad. Part of them is sitting in this contemplation of how did we go from at one time working on this to now not working on it? How did we go from these wonderful memories I have with this person to Ten of Swords, lying, stealing, betrayal, deception, third parties, whether it's your person's fault, the karmic's fault, both of them together. I mean, I learned from my divorce, it takes two to make it and two to break it. But it seems like your person is trying to delay the closure because there is some sadness here or some sense of responsibility to the karmic. Remember, if we're seeing the karmic energetically as being needy and focused on money and insecure, your person clearly sees that. And this could be someone who is trying to work on the guilt that they have with this person. And that might be one of the reasons why they've stayed for so long. If this is a real long-term connection marriage, 10, 20, 30 years, that's a duty. That's obligation. That's staying out of remorse and regret. How do I let this person start their life over at 40, 50, 60, 70 years old? Okay. So tell me a little bit more about Virgo's person and the karmic. A little bit more on this, please, and thank you. Further clarify the devil in the reverse, but they're going to detach. They know it's unhealthy, and they know they're not happy there. 10 of Pentacles, and they want to detach from the attachment they have to money or the materialism or, again, the success, false success, keeping up with the Joneses, that whole thing. Two of Swords. This person is making the decision, again, going back to trying to find clarity and tapping into their intuition with both of these people are trying to tap into their intuition to decide how to leave one another. That's the shared energy here. Neither of them wants to stay. Death in the reverse. Death in the reverse is done. There's no rebirth. It's done. It's decay. It's, you know. So your person knows they have to end it. They're trying to detach from the emotions they have, the guilt they have, and possibly the addiction they have to money. For those they're staying for materialistic reasons. Fascinating reading here. One more on Virgo, please and thank you. The Lovers, to make that decision. Two of Swords to the Lovers card. Funny, Taurus had something very similar as well. Ace of Cups in the upright and the Moon. They are so afraid. They know, whether they use the term divine counterpart, twin flame, soulmate, they might not be into esotericism or spirituality or tarot, but this person knows they have to make a choice, but they're afraid. Again, with the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Really trying to tap into their intuition. They might not be a very intuitive person. This could be someone in their whole life that they've only made head over heart or heart over head decisions. They don't really know how to tap into intuition. Very conflicted. They know they have to close it out, or they know it's closing. Some of them might think karmic is about to close it out, because if we pick that up and your person's living with karmic, they're picking it up too. Okay. But it's almost like delaying it, either delaying them leaving or delaying karmic leaving. And a lot of it for your person has to do with guilt, regrets, and the loss of finances. Okay. How does your person see you, Virgo? How does your person see you? Please and thank you. How do they see you? The Hangman in the reverse. They see you. A lot of you have either let go of them, or you're in the process of letting go, or you've threatened to let go, or they're just afraid you're going to let go. The Hangman in the upright is someone who's trying to see things from all perspectives, and so they're willing to suspend themselves and suspend their life, waiting for an answer. But in the reverse, it's like, time to go. I know everything I need to know about the situation and you, or the relationship. and I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to land on my feet. Where at one time I was suspended by my feet and not knowing what direction to go in, now I'm landing on my feet. So your person is seeing you. For some of you, and again, it's collective reading, some of you have already left. Some of you have threatened to leave. Some of you are in the process of leaving. And then there's a group of Virgos that your person just feels you will eventually leave them if they don't do something. Okay? Magician, they see you as an individual who's very talented. They could see you as being very spiritual, someone who has the ability to create the life they want, manifest the life they want, work hard to achieve the things that they have in life. Strength, three major arcana cards for how your person sees you. Incredibly strong, courageous, brave. Some of you could be divorcees from a different relationship, and they see you as someone who let go of that past connection and was very strong and courageous to rebuild your life. And the Four of Pentacles, they feel you holding back. One, working on your money, working on your own financial stability, but then also emotionally holding back. So yeah, for some of you, you've let this person go, or you threatened to, like I said, or you're about to, or they're afraid you're going to. Eight of Cups, they're afraid you're going to walk away from them, and they're really up in their head about it. They're really, this is someone who can't sleep at night. Nine of Swords to the Eight of Cups, really afraid you're going to walk away from them. We see them, though, eventually we'll close out the cycle with the Karmic, as deathly afraid as they are, because you can't stop. There's 2 or 3 towers on the table. We've seen the World card a bunch of times. Judgment came up. Death card showed its face a bunch of times. The World in the reverse. That cycle is closing out for them in the Karmic. It's going to be different for all of you, and I'm in no way telling you to wait, but it's not sustainable. Ten of Swords coming up in a reading twice. The Seven of Swords rearing its ugly head a few times bottom of the deck and then coming out on the table. Three of Swords and multiple decks coming out. Both of them trying to tap into their intuition to leave. A bunch of towers in reverse. Ten of Swords again here. A lot of fear and anxiety. We must have seen the Moon card here 5 or 6 times throughout the reading. I'm using like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different decks. So, yeah, it's eventually going to close out. What is Virgo's person's intentions with Virgo? What are their intentions with Virgo? Please and thank you. King of Cups in the reverse. I don't really like that. It's a little bit of a love bomber. 9 of Cups in the upright. Wish fulfillment. 7 of Pentacles in the upright. And 2 of Wands in the upright. Excuse me. Your person sees you as their ultimate wish fulfillment. Until they figure out how to leave this other connection, which is closing out on them, whether they like it or not. But until they 7 of Pentacles to the 2 of Wands because this is very early planning stage, emotionally planning stage, physical planning stage, mentally planning stage, okay? They're going to love bomb you if you give them the opportunity. Gifts, I love you notes, sex, being maybe more emotionally expressive, making you feel like it'll happen sooner, or that they're putting more effort into leaving. Now, it's closing out whether they like it or not, but they're not putting that much effort into leaving, okay? They're putting more effort into worried about how the Karmic feels or how the public is going to look at them when they leave the Karmic, especially if the Karmic is, like we saw in the collective reading, no friends, an introvert, a bit of a loner, not making their own money. Your person doesn't want to look like an a-hole to everyone they know and every family member or member in the community that they, left the Karmic this way, or they left the Karmic pregnant. I'm not saying they're pregnant, but if you know that the Karmic's pregnant, or has little kids or kids of any age. So they spend a lot more time thinking about public perception of that than they actually do, like, planning to come towards you. So I do see love bombing in the near future, while again they sit in this procrastinating stage here We have the King of Swords in the reverse, Page of Cups in the reverse, and the Tower. See, the Tower's coming whether they want it or not. And that's in the upright in this deck. So whatever they've been avoiding is about to come down on them. I want to know a little bit more about that Tower that I just saw there. And then we'll get you some timing cards and we'll move on to Capricorn. Please and thank you. Queen of Wands in the upright. Typically in these reads, I see that as the other woman, the other person. Three of Pentacles in the upright. Justice in the reverse. The Empress. And again, Death in the reverse. Now, I was clarifying the Tower that I just saw. That doesn't make any sense. Why is Justice in the reverse here then? Your person wants to take control of the Tower. Person's a little egoic, okay? Because they came up here as the King of Wands and now they're showing here as the Queen of Wands. So regardless of their gender, it's a pretty egoic person. They want to work on the unfair situation so they can bring balance to all. Like they feel they know what's best for you, for themselves, for the karmic. And they're trying to control the Tower. These were the cards that clarified the Tower that I saw in the upright at the bottom of the deck. So it's like your person, remember what I said? People can prepare for the Tower, prepare for the aftermath of the Tower, but you can't stop the Tower. Your person's trying to control the Tower. When it happens, how the unjust situation is corrected or righted. Very focused on money. Three of Pentacles. I mean, I really think that's all it comes down to. If you were to win the lottery tomorrow, your person would leave the karmic in a heartbeat. Because they're just that focused on money and the rebuilding of money and how to rebuild the money. Tell me more, please and thank you. Four of Cups in the upright. Page of Cups in the reverse. A lot of you have already rejected this person. King of Swords, you might have had some real bitter words with them. And the Death card in the reverse. Some of you have walked away from this person. I do have an Emperor now, and I have the Empress. So whether some of you like to admit it or not, for some of you, this is a soulmate connection, twin flame, soul flame, whatever title you want to put on it. Some of you had a very bad cutting, verbally aggressive closeout with this person, where you rejected their love, you rejected their apology. So for some of you, remember in the beginning I was saying they look at you as the hangman in the reverse, someone who let go. So yeah, for some of you, you've already walked away from this person. You've said no to a third-party situation. You've walked away, unrequited love. So you rejected them. You rejected the apology. They may have been, this might then have become a very, very like verbally combative separation, and then like you close the door. For others of you, your person thinks you're about to do this. You may have threatened you're about to do this. This message is basically repeating, or they're afraid you're going to do it. But you, two of you are, for most of you, a divine counterpart here. The block is money. If this is a twin flame connection, the lesson for your person is that divine love has more value than the materialism, than the material world that they exist in, that we all exist in. Because you can't buy the divine, you can't buy divine love, and that's what your twin flame or your soulmate. It's almost like your person's contract. Wow. Your person's contract before coming here for the twin flamers was, do you think you can, this is the divine having the conversation with your person before arriving here. Do you think that you can choose love, divine, unconditional love from your twin flame? Do you think that you can accept that, or you would choose that over money and materialism? And your person's like, yes, of course, I would always choose divine love. Okay, great. Next life is a test because you failed it in all your past lives, in your past lives. So you're going to be tested again. And so what do? They give them a karmic who's needy and independent and makes them feel guilty. They give them a karmic who maybe gives them a couple of children, or that they have some sort of success with. They're keeping up with the Joneses. They have the little house, the white picket fence, the dog barking, the cat on the front porch. And now they have to choose between, 3 luxury cars in the driveway, or you, divine love. And what this person thought, this person did not understand the assignment clearly, or they forgot the assignment. So this is someone who did not understand the assignment, or at least is not passing it as of right now. Now, it's going to end, but I'm not sure how many of you are going to be there waiting for them. And that really seems to be what they're worried about. They're afraid you're going to have a passionate new beginning and a new start. Take the risk. Fool card, 2 of Cups. This person is afraid. Look at that. 3 of Swords. This and 10 of Cups. This person is afraid that if they don't act, you're going to find your 2 of Cups, your truth, your clarity. You're going to deal with the heartbreak and find your sun and your happiness with someone else. That's their ultimate fear at the core of who and what they are. Let's get timing on this. That World card is happening. Those towers are happening. They can resist and they can prepare. They could even delay. It's like your person is going to exit this relationship kicking and screaming, holding on to every pentacle and nail in the wall that they can. I've never seen a reading like this before. I thought the Taurus one is bad. This is holding on, kicking and screaming. So, World in the reverse. I mean, they could do this karmic cycle forever if they wanted to, but yeah, not with that Tower. This is going to close eventually. When is this closing for Virgo's person and the karmic? I mean, we have the Death card. Ooh, next week. For some of them, this is happening fast. Remember what? Trust in divine timing at the bottom of the deck and within the next 3 months. Then you have next month. So we're all on different timelines. This is going to come crashing for your person pretty quickly. And you know, and again, they could have used all this time to prepare for this and to be a squirrel getting ready for winter. And, you know, squirrels hide their nuts, right? They put a stash away. They prepare for inclement weather. Your person could have been doing this the whole time instead of resisting. Instead of resisting the inevitable end, because that's what 10 of Swords really are. It's someone who's resisting an inevitable end. It's coming to an end. It has been at an end for quite some time. And both they and the karmic, for different reasons, but the main reason between both of them is money. Karmic has far more challenges, though, than your person. But both staying for lifestyle and public appearances. So, when is your person coming towards you? And if you didn't like any part of this reading or you didn't resonate with it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just check out one of the other readings. But if any part of this resonated or you found it enlightening, I will appreciate it. A like, share, subscribe. Drop me some comments below. So when is Virgo's person moving towards Virgo? You may not want them. I get the feel in the coming months. Bottom of the deck, May. So I'm telling you, they're going kicking and screaming. It's the building's on fire. Picture it this way. There's like a 3-alarm fire, and your person, you know, there you are, the firemen, right? Trying to save them from the inferno, trying to save them from the blaze, putting the ladder to the window. There you are climbing. Take my hand, right? I can help you. I can get you out of this disaster. We can rebuild together. And your person's in there trying to pull nails out of the wall to save every little damn thing they can. That's the best analogy I can give you. This is someone who knows the structure's on fire, and instead of running towards you, the person is trying to lead them to safety and calmer waters and the opportunity to rebuild whatever they're going to lose in that inferno. Instead, they're inside taking every stupid knick-knack and tchotchke they can on their way out, and then running back in, right? Running back into the burning house because, well, I got to get this lamp, and that's the visual here. Someone who knows it's tumbling, who knows you offer them safety and harbor and security, and yet they keep running into the burning house to see what else they can get out of it. Maybe it won't collapse on me this time. Maybe I can get in and out again. That's the delay of the structure falling. Yeah, I'm going to end that there for you, Virgo, but that's really what I have for you, my friends. If you found this entertaining, enlightening, we're going to do these reads more often. because I'm very curious to know how all of this plays out for the collective. So again, if you found it fun, entertaining, enlightening, you want to claim all or part of it, please click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, Virgo, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Capricorn. Super interesting read, far more interesting than the fire and earth sign, or fire and air sign reads that I did. So I hope you watched the collective reading. If you didn't, you should. For those of you who just clicked on this because you saw Capricorn and you went to the timestamp, this is a third-party karmic read. If you're not in a third-party situation where your person is married to or in a long-term connection with someone else, this is not for you. If you're a cross-watcher because you're the karmic, welcome. Please don't be upset by any messages that come through in this reading. Okay, let's see. How does Capricorn's person feel about the karmic? How does Capricorn's person feel about the karmic? Please and thank you. The Death in the upright. Ace of Pentacles in the upright. And the Devil. Capricorn, your person sees the karmic as someone who's manifesting a new beginning or a new life, either with them or on their own. But they see this person as being incredibly toxic. Tell me more about how Capricorn's person views the karmic. Please and thank you. The Eight of Swords in the upright. The King of Cups in the reverse. And the Seven of Wands in the upright. They see the karmic as holding their ground, not giving up. And we saw that for the karmic here. I'm going to hold my ground. I'm going to stay. I don't care if I look like a fool. So they see your person holding their ground and staying. They also see the karmic as a bit of a love bomber, a manipulator to get what they want. But they know that the karmic is really up in their head thinking about the whole situation. They might catch this person spacing out and where they just know they're kind of staring off into the distance, very concerned with the status of the situation. How does your person feel about you, Capricorn? How do they feel about you? Please and thank you. How do they feel about you? Page of Cups in the upright. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Some of you have rejected them. Queen of Cups in the upright. And Seven of Cups in the reverse. Well, they look at you as someone who only wants them or only wants to be with one person. Someone who doesn't really want to explore their options or choices. Someone who's very much realistic in this situation. Not wearing rose-colored glasses. Queen of Cups is an individual who pours into themselves. You could be a little maybe emotionally distant from them, but not that much. They really just see you like focusing on yourself, not really being interested in other options. Ace of Cups in the reverse, they could feel like you have not accepted their love, or you could be rejecting their love, because the Page of Cups would be, you know, how they look at you. They see you as someone who is free-spirited, and you could be younger than them, but you know, the Page of Cups is someone who loves to be in love for the sake of being in love, because they like all of those early feelings of like when you're a teenager and you first fall in love type of thing. So that's sort of how they see you, but they at the same time see you as someone who maybe has rejected their Ace of Cups. So for some of you, you've walked away from this person, or you've just retracted a bit from them. They know you don't want anyone else. They're pretty cocky and confident in that. If that's not true, don't get offended. But they see you as someone like you don't wear rose-colored glasses. You're very discerning when making your decisions, very level-headed. And for most of you, they see you as you don't want anyone else but them. And while maybe you have rejected their love offer or apology, they do still see you as being very loving. It's not like you've turned into stone cold, you know, Steve Austin or anything like that towards them. Is that the term? Yeah. So it's not like they're seeing you as, you know, being stone cold towards them or anything like that, but they just see you as someone who is pouring more into themselves and maybe not fully accepting their cup. Let's see now this person's actions with the karmic. What are their intentions with the karmic? And then we'll look at their intentions with you. Capricorn's person's intentions towards the karmic, please and thank you. 5 of Cups in the reverse. 3 of Cups in the upright. 5 of Wands in the reverse. And the 9 of Wands in the upright. To be quite honest with you, Capricorn, your person wants to return to the karmic. As wonderful as they see you, as loving as they see you, they want to return to the karmic. They want to have some sort of reunion with the karmic. They don't want to fight with the karmic. Tell me more about this 5 of Cups in the reverse, please and thank you. 5 of Cups in the reverse, the World. Same message I got for Virgo. They're trying to delay ending the cycle with the karmic. This is unbelievable. Wheel of Fortune, talk about the cycle. They're trying to delay it. That's the energy I'm getting here. You're wonderful. They know you want no one other than them. For a lot of you, this is because they know that you will wait indefinitely for them. Or again, they could be a little egoic, and that's how they feel. That they can take their time leaving the karmic or get more of get their situation more finalized. That you'll wait for them. And in the meantime, they can continue the 3 of Cups. They can continue the third party connection because you will wait for them to leave the karmic. Tell me more about this 3 of Cups, please, and thank you. Clarified by the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Wow, everyone literally here in the earth signs is getting analysis paralysis here with the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Five of Wands in the reverse. They don't want to fight with you. They don't want to fight with the karmic. They don't want to fight with anyone. This is a conflict avoider here. The Sun. They just want to be happy. And then we have the 9 of Wands. Why is the 9 of Wands here? Please and thank you. The Knight of Cups. Capricorn, I don't know what to tell you. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Star to the Knight of Wands in the reverse, to the Page of Swords in the upright, and then the Magician in the reverse. I feel like your person is going to try to delay the ending of this cycle for as long as they can. For many of the reasons we saw in the collective reading. Money, what will people think of them? This is a very stubborn energy. You could be dealing with another earth sign, I don't know. Or this could be you, cross watcher. If you're the Capricorn and you're resonated with the karmics portion of this reading, this could be you very stubbornly, earth-based stubbornness, holding on to a connection, knowing the person wants to be with someone else. Whoever this is, they're holding on. They know it's closing. They know you make them happy, but because they have this notion or this idea that you will wait indefinitely for them and just kind of pour into yourself and go about your day, go about your life until they're ready for you. And again, this is how they think. They're going to try to stay in that connection for as long as they can and enjoy the best of both worlds, unfortunately, to tell you that. What is this person's intentions towards Capricorn? Intentions, please and thank you. Their intentions towards you, 10 of Cups. I told you, they see you as everything. And they know you want no one but them. 10 of Swords in the reverse. They want to heal the connection. They want to drop these burdens. They want a new start with you. King of Wands. They want to come in and take the lead. They find you, sexually attractive to them. And 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who wants to work on the connection. Come together to work on the connection. Absolutely. But they're paused. You can't make it up. You have the King of Pentacles in the reverse, to the Chariot in the reverse, to the 2 of Swords in the upright, to the 3 of Swords. They are stuck. Some of them just being very cowardice, lacking strength to detach, lacking strength to go through with the Justice card, some type of divorce here or separation. It's the fear. It's not for any love for the karmic or anything like that. And I'm sorry, karmic, if you're the cross watcher. I don't mean to make you feel bad, but the person's not in the connection because they're in love with the karmic. They're in the connection because of money, family, kids, other resources. What people will think if they leave the karmic. What will people think if they leave the karmic for you? I mean, that's playing into it. You are their Ten of Cups. Their intentions, Ten of Cups, leave the burdens of the past behind, take the control of the situation, come in for a fiery new beginning, and work on the connection with you. But they're going to continue to have their cake and eat it too for as long as they can. I don't believe they're sleeping with the karmic. I don't think any of that's going on for any three of the earth signs. I don't think there's anything going on between your person and the karmic. Living together, sharing a bed, nothing's going on there. There's no indication, no energy pickup on that. So this is someone who is having their cake and eating it too, enjoying the success and the public recognition and whatever that life is, whatever it looks like, and enjoying the luxuries of that life, and possibly, being in a 2-income home or multiple income home, and the benefits that come with that. Kids could play a vital part. So up to 3 kids for some of you, they could have with that karmic. So, staying in that connection for all of those reasons, or all of the wrong reasons, because that's not why you stay in. You don't stay in a miserable connection with someone just for the money. I mean, let's be real. Or because you have a kid with them. The kids shouldn't grow up thinking mom and dad totally hate each other and they could have been happy with other people, but they stayed together and they lived a miserable existence because of me. Like, no child should ever have that burden. But for some of you, that's what your person is doing, staying in that connection for those reasons, but then coming to you because you're sexy and you're attractive and you're balanced and you're manifesting great things in your life and you're creating a new cycle for your life. And they know that you'll wait for them. Even if you kind of reject third party right now, they think you will wait for them. And that's why they're going to drag this out for as long as they can. Unfortunately, what they don't realize is they can't stop the Tower. And going back to that collective read, looks like karmic is going to leave them before they have the chance to leave karmic. So that World card is here. It showed up a bunch of times in the reading, sometimes reversed, sometimes in the upright. But this is in the upright. So this is an end is coming with the karmic. Whether you wait around for it or not is up to you. But when is that world happening? When is the ending happening between Capricorn's person and the karmic? And again, karmic, if you're watching, I'm sorry. You are not meant to know, and you will have to wait a little longer. I told you in divine timing at the bottom of the deck. This is not someone who's immediately going to leave their person. They want to continue that lifestyle for as long as they can, even though they have the very best of intentions of having a future with you. So for those of you who decide to wait, when does that future happen? For the Capricorns who decide to wait, and I'm never going to tell you to wait, and I'm a divine feminine, but if you want to hang around, then wait, because maybe you're not doing anything else in terms of love, or maybe that 7 of Cups in the reverse is true, the way your person sees you as not being interested in anyone. You could be having your own fun and enjoying your life and having your own, Ace of Pentacles moment there or whatever, starting something new. Maybe you're not too focused on love right now, okay? So whatever that means for you, but if you're willing to wait, when will they eventually come towards you? In the coming weeks. I think this could be for passion with that Knight of Cups could be a small apology. King of Wands could be with some passion. I honestly don't think that they're leaving that situation in the coming weeks. So what about for long-term stability with Capricorn? When is that occurring? November. Well, maybe something is happening then. Maybe that Tower is happening, because remember, we can't stop the Tower. So you'll have to wait a little bit longer. You're not meant to know. Within the next couple of weeks, the two of you may have the opportunity to connect, to be physical with one another. Could be an apology coming your way, or a gift. The Knight of Cups delivers a message or a gift of love, sort of like a knight in shining armor. And then by November, this whole World to the Tower card could be happening. I don't believe, though, that your person is the catalyst for it. I believe it's the karmic. But take all those messages, how they resonate. If they didn't resonate at all with you, Capricorn, I'm very sorry. But if any part of these, messages, you found them fun, entertaining, enlightening, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.